Hey y'all, it's Megan and Shelby, and we're with Shutter and Compass. Today, we are so excited to be here in Old Town Alexandria, and we have a bit of a spooky surprise for you today.
That's right, we're gonna do the Alexandria Colonial Ghost Tour, and we're really excited about it. We're gonna go see if we can find some ghosts. They also do regular tours that just teach history. So if you're in Alexandria, we highly recommend it. And anytime you're in a new city, a ghost tour is a great way to jump in and learn about the local area and the history of the place. I always recommend doing it on the front end of your tour so that you can go back and go in the buildings the next day. Some of them are public places. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna check out the tour, and then we'll bring you back tomorrow and see if we can go inside some of these cool places.
Hi, welcome to Alexandria. My name is TJ Werner with Alexandria Colonial Tours. We are a locally owned business that really specializes in getting you to the heart of Alexandria. So the city itself is one of the oldest in the area. I mean, it's called Old Town Alexandria for a reason. This is one of the oldest traditional and historic districts in America. It was one of the first three founded and formally established as a set historical district in the United States. Can you imagine that? Just outside the nation's capital, we have one of the oldest and most beautiful cities anywhere. And this is one of the best ways to get to the heart of that, through some of our fantastic tours. So one of the most popular ones that we have, and the original one might say, is our ghost tour, our ghost and graveyard tour, which is what I will be leading tonight. So the ghost and graveyard tour has two routes. It has a north route and a south route. Each one will take you to a specific part of the city, take you through several really, really impressive and spooky, if I might add, stories about the city's history and about some of the ghosts and phantoms that also walk among us here in Old Town Alexandria. Really hope to have you here, and really hope to see you on a tour one day. Welcome to Old Town. Welcome to Market Square. This is Market Square. This is the heart of Old Town Alexandria. This is where the city was founded. Now, John Gadsby was a local businessman, entrepreneur, and he recognized that Alexandria was really gaining importance as a port city. And this friend of his was a really well-to-do local guy. People knew him, people respected him, and he had a house just down the road from here. You might have heard of him as well. He went by George Washington. But that's a story for another time. For our purposes, our next story takes place in 1821. This is the oldest cemetery here in Alexandria. It was opened right after Christ Church was consecrated in the 1770s. So this is the oldest cemetery and church here in Alexandria. George Washington was a regular parishioner here. Robert E. Lee was a regular parishioner here. They both have their boxes demarcated within the parish. But this cemetery, as you can imagine, has seen quite its share of history.
We just finished the ghost tour. It was so much fun. He gave us so much great information. TJ was a great storyteller. He told us a lot of history, a lot of stories, and we can't wait to show you tomorrow what everything looks like in the daylight and tell you a little more about those stories. But for right now, I think we're hungry.
We're very hungry, so we are going to stop here at Mia's, and we're going to try some delicious Italian food, and we're excited to bring you along with us. Oh my goodness, you guys. So we were in Mia's for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And in that time, it sprinkled a little bit.
Tiny bit.
And this is the result over here. It flooded. And while it was kind of cool to see everyone traveling through it, it was probably good to know that this can happen even with small amounts of rain.
Right. It only sprinkled, and they told us anytime there's any kind of weather sprinkles, this happens because Alexandria is actually below sea level. So if there's any rain in your forecast, wear flip-flops or know that you're going to swim home.
We've also seen people get really creative with trash bags.
Yes, trash bag boots were happening.
Except for the guy who's boot
All right, we're calling it a night, but we'll see you in the morning.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good morning, guys. We are back in Old Town Alexandria to check out some more fall stuff.
And to start off our morning, we are going to go to Beignet, which I actually like to call Beignet because it makes me that level of happy. Inside, they have great little coffees. They also have a variety of beignets. We are going to try powdered sugar and cinnamon.
Yep, and we got coffee too. We got caramel lattes and mocha lattes, so we'll see if they're good. I hope they are.
All right, y'all, we are so excited. It's a cute little bag. We have our coffees. And it looks like we ordered way too much, but I think that's okay because I think we're still gonna eat it all. All right. Powdered sugar. This is the cinnamon sugar.
So we've got everything out. I got the mocha latte. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. It's good. It's on the sweet side, but very good.
I got the caramel latte, and I like sweet. We are both sweet. We're very sweet people. So let's give this a try. I've already had some, so I already know it's kind of good. And it's a great compliment to our beignets.
We have not tried these yet, so what should we start with?
I think I'm just gonna dive into the powdered and just go for it.
We should not have worn black to do this. They're hot. You can tell it's soft already just touching it. The powdered sugar is actually turning into frosting from the, I don't know, the steam maybe? I don't know.
The grease a little bit.
All right, let's try.
I love powdered sugar, so this is amazing. I'm gonna try it plain, and then I'm gonna go for the chocolate.
This is gonna be an unpopular opinion. These are better than Disneyland.
That is a really unpopular opinion. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, but they are. All right, let's try. What are we gonna try? I'll try vanilla.
I'm going for the chocolate. I feel like I have powdered sugar all over my mouth, but it's worth it.
The vanilla sauce is less sweet than the powdered sugar on the beignet, so it actually tones the sweetness down a little bit, which I didn't expect, but like.
I think that's the same with the chocolate.
All right, let's try raspberry or strawberry. What is it?
Strawberry.
That one's my favorite.
I was intrigued most by this one.
It is, it's like turned to frosting on my fingers.
It's like a jelly donut.
It does taste like a jelly donut. All right, I'm switching to cinnamon. I like the cinnamon a little bit better.
Less sweet.
It's a little less sweet. Same, it's hot, it's soft. Very good. I feel like cinnamon and vanilla is gonna be a winner. That's a great combination, the cinnamon and the vanilla.
This is a tough call for me. I don't know which one I like better.
Let's try chocolate. That is good. I think the vanilla was better though, which I'm a chocolate person, so that surprises me.
I do think I like the vanilla a little bit more.
Either way, these are amazing.
Guys, this is delicious. Hey you guys, we are back and we are nice and full because we had our beignets and we decided to come over to Christ Church so we can take a look around.
And we were able to walk here from the beignet place, so it wasn't too bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right, let's take a look. And we were here last night on the ghost tour, so we want to just check it out in the daylight and see what we can find.
Anything spooky?
Yeah, let's go. So one of the cool things that they said about this cemetery last night during the ghost tour is that there's actually about 1,000 people buried here, but there's not that many gravestones because they were moved around during the battles. Soldiers were actually hiding behind them so that the bullets would ricochet off the tombstones instead of hitting them. So it's kind of crazy. There's a lot to see, but you don't really know where the graves exactly are. So watch your step when you're here.
It is kind of cool just from the extra historical perspective from someone who's not super into history, getting to see the bullet holes up close, which we're going to show you. It's pretty cool. So, even from a little bit of a distance, you can see, I'm guessing this and this are potential bullet holes. And yeah, it's really fascinating just thinking about all the history and what went on and who hid behind this. And yeah, and there's so much more to see. So definitely stop by over here and just pay your respects, come check out the history.
So one thing we thought was really cool is all of these big tombstones right here are women. This one is Eleanor in 1798. That one was Sarah in 1792.
Okay, so in contrast to the tombstones that we just saw, are these much newer tombstones. This is Henry Hamill Fowler, and he was a Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, and his date that he was put to rest was in 2000. And his wife over here is 2008. So we have a pretty big contrast of old and new, and they're all very close to each other. These are different than the ones that we saw before, but over here we have the much, much older tombstones that have what we can only assume to be bullet or warfare damage up in here. And then Megan was able to decipher, we think this might be Roger. Really read the rest, which is a little bit sad to me because there's so much history right there.
Over here at the way back end of the church cemetery, there's a large mass grave. There were 34 Confederate soldiers that were killed in battle and buried with Union soldiers, but their families wanted to bring them home, so they are all here together, and you can see all of their names on this plaque. The cemetery is on the corner of Cameron and Washington, and we are going to walk down Cameron Street a little bit farther on the way to our next destination, and we might find something cool on the way. I feel like we will. One of the cool things about Old Town Alexandria is there are plaques on a lot of the buildings that tell you what significant happened there or who lived there. And right across the street from us is the house that Robert E. Lee was born. I mean, it's just cool to be walking down and see a random house and then find out that it was actually something historical.
And walking through
Yep.
almost all of Alexandria is like that to a degree.
It really is. So we're going to keep walking and see whose house we find next.
Okay, you guys, so we are not even, I don't know, less than a football field away.
We can still see Robert E. Lee's house. We've walked not very far at all.
And we are in front of another very famous house.
Can you see the bust in the window? I don't know.
Any guesses? This is the very first president of the United States townhouse. So he actually purchased this in, I believe it says 1783.
Yeah, you're just walking down a normal street in Alexandria and you pass this unassuming house and it's George Washington's house.
And even better knowledge, you can stay here. I believe it's an Airbnb, is that right?
I think it is. It was last time I heard.
You can stay here potentially.
Yeah. So you'll know it's George's house for a couple of things. There's a plaque on the outside. Like we said, in Alexandria, you'll find plaques on buildings. If you look up in the window, there is a bust of George. I don't know if you can see it through the glare. And on the front, there's a little patriotic banner and a eagle door knocker. You can also Google it.
And the takeaway here is that Cameron Street is a very happening historical street.
That's right, and we're not done with Cameron Street. We are on our way to our next stop, the Gadsby Tavern. We're across the street from the Gadsby Tavern now, so you could get a better view while I tell you a ghost story. So one of the most widely known ghost stories in Alexandria is of the female stranger. She was a woman who came here with her husband, and she was very sick. She stayed in room 8, which is the room with the white curtain, and her husband had doctors come in to try to save her, and they spent weeks trying to save her. He swore everyone to secrecy that when in the room that they could not know the identity of her or him. After she died, he had an elaborate grave made for her and borrowed the money, and then he skipped town and didn't pay the bill. And they honored the oath they took. They did not give out their identity, so to this day, no one knows who the female stranger is, but she wears a black dress and a black veil, and she is seen in the ballroom and in room 8.
Okay, we are in the Gadsby Museum and we're going to go on a tour. We are doing the self-guided version, just so we can have a little bit more time to look around and show you guys all of the details.
All right, so we're walking into the first room, and it's so cute. They have a whole like feast set up in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. They're even peeling lemons. Wow, that is very detailed.
I don't think I've been to a museum or something like this that actually shows that much detail. So, little fun bits of information. We saw the sign and we looked up, and then we read the sign. It says, "Remember the ladder. Musicians use it to reach the gallery during dancing assemblies." Now, here's the interesting part. They would remain until the ladder was brought back out and they were able to climb down for a break. So, interesting. And we're going to take you into the ballroom now. And this is a great space.
I think there's something about the burgundy curtains that just screams Washington, D.C. presidential, and the gold.
Absolutely.
If you've been in any of the buildings in D.C., this is what they kind of look like.
And that light blue, too. There's something between
Yeah.
contrast with those two colors.
And here's the balcony from the front side, so they would get stuck up there while everyone danced.
I kind of thought the balcony with the musicians would be bigger, though.
I thought it would be a little more grand. It kind of looks like a cage. This ballroom is really special. Not only was Jefferson's inaugural dinner here, but George Washington's birthday celebration, his birth night ball. So we are standing in a room where George Washington and Thomas Jefferson not only stood, but celebrated. That's so crazy. We've made it. We're at roommate, and we're so excited.
If you can't tell by the smiles on her face, this is like really exciting.
Yes. Roommate was where the female stranger died and is said to haunt. And people have seen her in the ballroom too, which actually, now that we're in here, makes sense because they're directly across the hall from each other. But we're going to show you Roommate and tell you a little bit more about it.
Come this way. Look at this.
And you can, there is a rope in here, so you are allowed to walk into the room. And you can tell that it's the room because it has the white curtain. And then a little bit of information. Thomas Jefferson was a guest here.
It does tell a little bit about who the female stranger is. Again, it is a very, very popular ghost story for most Alexandrians.
Yep. And Thomas Jefferson waited out the results of his what did you say? Election? Yeah, election results.
Okay, we wanted to stop really quick and show you guys Market Square and what this looked like during the day, and also show you that this is where Alexandria's City Hall is, right behind us in this building.
Yep, and this was also part of the ghost tour. There was a man that was executed here that was a little bit of a player with the ladies, and he is said to harass the ladies, and he has some marks on his neck. So if you come here and somebody flirts with you, check their neck.
And just go with no. Let's just not.
Okay, we got our affogato.
They look amazing.
They do. Mine is, it started as snickerdoodle, except they didn't have the right ice cream, so I did pumpkin. So it's kind of a pumpkin cinnamon biscuit cookie situation.
It all sounds delicious though. So That look is, yes, absolutely delicious.
That's fantastic.
And Megan and I are apparently really, really good affogato choosers because the tiramisu was also not fully there. So we had to make some
Yeah.
substitutions on that one as well.
Right. We had to get creative, which, that's life. Did you choke on cocoa powder? She choked on cocoa powder.
Heads up, the cocoa powder will go straight to the back of your throat.
It does that. This one's got cinnamon, which can be also treacherous. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. And this place is super cute. They were really nice. They helped us come up with substitutions. Since what we ordered, they didn't have. But, I mean, it was like one piece of what we wanted they didn't have, so they helped us kind of piece it together. And we made new creations, which are delicious. So
Absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if I'd like this any better if it had the regular ingredients. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think how can you go wrong with espresso and gelato? I don't think you can.
I know it might be a little weird for some people, but we kind of got a combination of different things. That way we could try different things. So I'm going to take a bite of the snickerdoodle in just a minute.
Which is really pumpkin pie. It's at this point, it's not snickerdoodle, it's pumpkin pie.
There's a good cinnamon flavor, I imagine, there, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can not breathe this in and start choking again.
Yeah, it's good. And I don't really love pumpkin pie, but I like pumpkin flavored things. And this is
Oops, I just
really good.
Your...
That's okay. I think that the pumpkin gelato is much better than actual pumpkin pie.
That is really good.
That was the perfect treat. I feel refreshed. It was cold and the espresso gave us a nice buzz. Perfect for the afternoon.
Absolutely. This is a kind of a gloomy day, so that extra bit of caffeine is going to give us the pep that we need to get home. Thank you guys so much for joining us in Old Town Alexandria. We really had a great time with you guys.
Yeah, and if you're here, check out the places we went. We loved all of the food we had, and the Alexandria Colonial Ghost Tour really was fantastic. They have multiple routes, and the guides tell different stories each time, so you never know what you're going to hear. So we highly recommend that you check them out. And I think that we are done, so I hope that we get to see you guys on our next adventure.
Bye, guys.
You guys, my hair is growing by the minute. Like, it's humid.
You're Monica.
Thank goodness it's not hot, but yeah, I'm pulling a Monica right now. It is humid.
And if you don't understand that reference, I'm not sure you can hang out with us.
I need a vacation.